I didn't come to Thailand to fall in love. I came here to disappear. The truth is, I was running. From a house full of silence, a wife who barely looked at me anymore, and a life that no longer felt like mine. We were still legally married, but everything else had unraveled. We hadn't touched each other in over a year. We slept in separate beds, made small talk in the kitchen, smiled for appearances, and died quietly behind closed doors. Coming to Bangkok wasn't some impulsive escape. It was the last decision I made as a man who still believed maybe something new could still begin. At first, I did what most foreign men do: work meetings, overpriced rooftop bars, and then eventually, inevitably, the night I walked into that bar. I didn't remember the name of the place, just the smell of perfume mixed with sweat, cheap cologne, and spilled beer on tile floors. Laughter echoed off the walls like echoes of broken promises. It was exactly what you'd expect. And then I saw her. Molly. She wasn't the loudest. She wasn't the most dressed up. She was sitting at the end of the bar, legs crossed, eyes half closed, like she'd seen it all. And maybe she had. She noticed me. Didn't smile right away, didn't jump up like the others. She just nodded, and for some reason, that quiet confidence hit harder than anything else. I wasn't looking for connection. Just company. But I sat next to her. And I stayed. Her English wasn't perfect, but she made me laugh. It was dry humor, not forced, not flirty. She told me her real name wasn't Molly, but that's what she went by at work. She said she had a mother and 2 younger siblings up north she sent money to every month. I asked if she liked a job. She shrugged and said it's not a dream, but it's better than starving. I remember feeling something shift in me that night. Not pity, not lust. Respect. There was something resilient in her, something hardened, but not completely lost. We talked for hours, even after I'd stopped drinking. And when I left, she didn't ask me to take her home. She just smiled and said, "You'll be back." And she was right.
I went back the next night.
And the night after that. Not because of the drinks, not because of the bar, because of her. We'd sit at the back where it was quieter, and she'd tell me stories. Real ones, not the polished things you tell to get a tip. She told me how her dad left when she was 12, how she worked in a garment factory before coming to Bangkok, how she lied to her mom and said she worked in a hotel. Sometimes she looked tired, other nights she was electric, but there was always something about her, like she was still fighting to keep a piece of herself untouched. One night, after her shift, I offered to drive her home. She hesitated, then nodded. She didn't live far, a tiny apartment behind a market. When I dropped her off, she said, "Next time, maybe I cook for you?" and smiled that crooked smile I couldn't stop thinking about. Next time came quicker than I expected. She cooked spicy omelet rice, burned it a little. I didn't care. That night, she stayed over. We didn't sleep with each other at first. We just lay there, talking. She asked me if I missed my life back home. I told her I missed what we used to be. She said, "Sometimes I pretend I'm someone else when I'm working. But with you, I don't want to pretend." It broke something in me. Or maybe it healed it. I didn't know anymore. Eventually, we did make love. And it was different. There was no performance, no hurry. She was soft, warm, slow. She looked at me the whole time, held my hand after. And in that moment, I wanted to believe in something again. She started staying over more often, cooking, folding my shirts, putting on my oversized t-shirts. The way she walked barefoot on my balcony, humming to herself. I started picturing what it might be like to wake up to her every day. I was still working, still emailing lawyers about the divorce, but my heart was here, with her. I told her once, if you ever wanted to stop working, I could help you open a spa, something of your own. She looked away and said, "You say that now, but later you won't." I didn't understand it then, but I do now. I don't know exactly when it started falling apart. Maybe it was the first time I didn't text her back right away. Maybe it was when she saw my phone light up late at night. Or maybe it was always doomed. Trust is hard when your life's been built on lies, hers and mine. She still worked in the bar. I was still technically married. Even if the papers were in motion, it didn't make me clean. One night, I came home from a dinner meeting. She was sitting on the edge of my bed, silent. She'd found a message from my wife. Nothing romantic, just logistics. But I could see it in her eyes. She didn't believe me, and I didn't know how to convince her. "You say I'm different," she said. "But in the end, I'm still just a girl from the bar to you." I reached for her hand. She pulled away. I told her I wasn't seeing anyone else. She didn't believe me. She told me she saw a message from another girl, someone I'd had drinks with a week ago, a friend, nothing more. But it didn't matter. To her, it confirmed everything, that I was just like the others, that my promises were just fantasies whispered in dark rooms. That night was the last time I saw her. The next morning she was gone. Her toothbrush, her clothes, everything. Blocked. Vanished. I went to the bar. They said she quit, went back north, or maybe just disappeared. No one really knew. I sat alone in my apartment for days, replaying everything. The breakfasts, the late-night walks, her humming in the shower, the way she touched my face when she thought I was asleep. I meant it, you know? Every word. I was going to help her open that spa. I was going to help her build something real. But in the end, she didn't trust me. And maybe she had a right not to. Maybe I didn't trust myself either. Weeks passed. I stopped checking my phone, stopped hoping for a message that would never come. People think falling for a bar girl is simple, like it's all about sex and fantasy, but they don't understand how real it can feel, how close it comes to something pure, just before it breaks. She changed me. Molly made me feel again, not just lust, but warmth, that quiet kind of love that sneaks up on you when you're not looking. And yes, I was still married when I met her, but it was already over. We were just dragging the paperwork behind a love that died long ago. The truth is, I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. Not my wife, not Molly, not even myself. But love, real love, doesn't care about timing. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It just arrives. And if you're broken, it doesn't heal you. It just shows you how broken you are. I loved her, and I think she loved me in her way. But we came from different worlds. She didn't trust that I would stay. I didn't trust that she could be mine. There were nights she'd come home smelling like tequila and cheap perfume, not hers. Other girls, other men, brushing against her at work. Even if she wasn't with them, the image poisoned me. And for her, maybe it was the way I flinched when she asked about my wife, the way I still checked my phone at night, the way I looked at her like she was both my escape and my guilt. So it ended. Not with a scream, not with betrayal, just silence. I still walk the same streets sometimes, past the bar, look at the table in the back where we sat. I wonder if she ever looks for me too. Maybe she's opened her spa without me. Maybe she met someone else, someone less complicated, someone who doesn't overthink every touch, every word, every look. But me? I'm still here, in this city that gave me the most beautiful, painful story I've ever lived. And if you're watching this, Molly, I hope you know I meant it. All of it. I didn't want to change you. I just wanted to be the man you didn't have to pretend with. And maybe that's the tragedy, that two people can feel something real and still be too broken to hold on to it. This was my twisted love tale, and I'll never forget her.
In a city of secrets, some hearts are sold, some are stolen, and some are shattered beyond repair. But every story leaves a mark, and here on Twisted Love Tales, we tell them all. Stories they won't post on Instagram, stories that don't end